same page. Today we're going to finish out section 11.1. Tomorrow we're going to talk about vectors in 3 dimensions. So everything that we did with vectors in 2D, we're going to do in 3D. So tomorrow I'll remind you how to find magnitude and tomorrow I'll remind you how to find the angle between 2 vectors, and I'll remind you how to find a unit vector and all that stuff. Okay? Yes. Yes. Okay? So we'll flash back to 2D and bring it into 3D. And then on Wednesday, I'll teach you about the cross product, which is something you haven't seen. Those of you who are in physics, I can relate it to something that you know about physics if you've gotten there. Okay? We're not doing any physics. No physics. Okay. All right. So, the midpoint is the first thing we're going to talk about. The midpoint. Real quick at your table, talk about how to find the midpoint in the XY plane.
Y plus y over x.
But it's it would be like comma.
All right, how do we find the midpoint? Guys.
For 2D?
2D, yes.
You just add 2 points.
Add the 2 points together and then divide them by 2. So add the x's, divide by 2. Add the y's, divide by 2. So for 3 dimensions, add the z's and divide by 2. It is still the average of each component of the coordinate. And I don't know why they call it little d. That really bothers me. If you want to call it midpoint instead of little d, I'm fine with that. That's what your book does. That's why I wrote it like that. But
Turn around. You're distracting.
Did you just say objects? We're doing in physics.
we will not be doing optics. Do it.
Yeah, we're doing lenses in physics.
Sounds exciting.
It's easy for now. The first unit I get is the last unit of the year.
That we only take a 25-point quiz.
So you're invested, right?
What?
So you're invested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fun though. I mean, because we get to burn stuff.
You burned my shoe.
We burned a granola bar wrapper.
Oh, there you go. There you go. All right, write down these 2 coordinates. We are going to find the midpoint. Write down these 2 coordinates.
Yeah, I have that pretty bad actually.
Okay, and I'll let you go ahead and try to calculate the midpoint without me. I'll do the work up here, but I'll give you a head start. Okay, make sure we are adding the x's dividing by 2, adding the y's dividing by 2, adding the z's dividing by 2. So we end up getting
That.
-1,
Oh, sorry.
0,
0.5.
15 halves, 7.5. I really don't care. Okay, if it's a repeating decimal, you need to keep it as a fraction. But something like this, I could handle 15 halves or 7.5 either way. Okay? Can you handle that?
Yes.
Okay. Barely.
Yeah.
Okay. Who can tell me, raise your hand if you can tell me what the equation of a circle is.
Oh, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared.
Okay, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. Okay? I want to take a circle, in 3 dimensions it becomes it's a sphere. Do you think that the equation of a circle and the equation of a sphere are similar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There's only one difference. One difference. This guy right here, we still have radius squared. Oh, wait, hey, where'd you put that? Where'd you put that? Okay, I'll check it later. Okay. We still have r squared. I know we're in 3 dimensions, but it's still r squared. The only difference is we add z minus j squared. I know, it's not in alphabetical order. People freak out every year. Just go with it.
That's such a math thing to freak out about. Yeah. The English people would be happy.
He said it was supposed to be so bad. And I said,
Because knowledge.
that again.
Thank
God.
He turned on the lamp, and that means knowledge.
What are you talking about?
English.
Light brings knowledge, light is
Oh.
knowledge.
So my family is not from Nebraska. My family's all from Kansas. So my dad likes to tease my husband and say that the N for Nebraska stands for knowledge.
I've heard that before. And I'm like,
It's like a bit he does.
it's like one circle is big.
All right. What did you say? Oh, I processed it. Okay, we are gonna write the equation. We're gonna write 2 sphere equations. Actually 3 by the end of this. Okay. We're gonna go simple right now. We have a center at 2, -4, 3, and a radius of 3. Write it down. Center 2, -4, 3, radius 3. Okay, so if we are going to write the equation of this sphere, we would write x minus 2 the quantity squared plus y minus -4 the quantity squared plus z minus 3 the quantity squared equals 9. Okay, now what are the chances on Friday's test I'm going to say, here's the center, here's the radius.
Probably not at all. That would be nice if you
Slim
did
to none.
that.
It would be nice, but I don't feel like a bonus question.
Yeah.
Consider it.
Put like a paragraph
True or
of
false?
random
This
information.
is
and
real.
write the equation.
Use your confidence.
My apologies.
Really? Something we learned on Friday? Okay, we have the end point of the diameter. In order to write the equation of a sphere, we need center and we need radius. We have neither of those things.
We can use distance and midpoint formulas.
Okay, Guy is suggesting that we use both the distance and the midpoint formula to help us. What would the midpoint formula help us find? The center. So let's go ahead and find that.
I just have a strong
It's like the seniors leave and there's no rules anymore.
That's how we do it. Yeah, I know. Our 3 seats.
You will ruin your sit anywhere rule if you're not careful.
What have we done?
You haven't stopped talking.
It's all God's fault. Yeah, I feel targeted here.
Oh.
Yeah, this is recording. You better hope I'm not sick next year when I have to teach this lesson. Riley, what's our midpoint?
Oh, well, 3
Beautiful. So you hear that laugh right there? That's me.
and 3.
Excellent.
Good job.
So now we have 2 options to find our radius. Option number 1.
So we can take them from the midpoint to one of the ends.
We could find the distance from midpoint to one of the ends. Or
We can just take the distance between the 2 endpoints and divide it by 2.
or we have the diameter and divide by 2. Which one would you like?
This first one.
Honestly, it doesn't really matter.
Let's vote. How many of you would like to go diameter endpoints and cut it in half? How many of you would like to go from midpoint to endpoint? Sweet, it's a tie. Okay.
You choose.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Okay.
Second is the first loser.
So our radius is going to be the distance between, how about this point and this point?
Yes.
Okay? So 5 minus 3, the quantity squared, plus 2 minus negative 1, the quantity squared, plus 1 minus 3, the quantity squared. What do these add up to be? 17? Can somebody confirm that?
Yes.
Okay. We have a triple check here. Okay. So now we have radius and we have our center. So we can write our equation to be x minus 3, the quantity squared, plus y minus negative 1, the quantity squared, plus z minus 3, the quantity squared, equals 17. Okay. I do think that it's more straightforward to find the radius as opposed to the diameter, so then you don't have to worry about dividing by 2 and trying to square it or forgetting divide by 2. Yes.
Oh wait, never mind. I answered my own question.
Glad I could help. Glad I could help. Okay. One more, and then I'm hoping you can get a good chunk, if not all of your homework done in class. Okay. Last problem. I don't know why that looks blurry, but
And with the first slide was blurry too. So
was
it's
it?
alright.
Okay. But this one wasn't?
That was
The top of it. I think it's just maybe the font.
Like maybe I made the font too big.
Yeah, that's alright. It's still readable.
Okay, write it down.
Oh, is this complete the square?
Well, like the little bit of algebra you have to do. It's really not that bad, is it?
Completing these squares. It's not
Okay, as you're writing this down, I just want to remind you, I know that it feels a lot more relaxed now that the seniors are gone and our notes aren't as intense. You feel relaxed, I feel relaxed. It is wonderful. However, if you take this lackadaisical, whatever attitude about the material, you are going to fall on your face on Friday. Okay? My hope is that this test can be a grade raiser for everybody. That would be ideal. But if you put in minimal effort, it's not going to happen. Like, you actually need to, like, do your work. Okay? And focus while you're doing your work. Okay, so is this in the standard form of a sphere? No, it is not, which means we cannot identify the center and the radius. So we need to, yes, complete the square. How many times? 3 times. Okay, so let's go ahead and group like terms together. So x squared minus 2x plus a mystery number. Y squared plus 4y plus a mystery number. Z squared minus 6z plus a mystery number. And then we have this plus 8. I'm going to go ahead and move it to the other side and add our 3 mystery numbers so that we have a number on the right side for our squared. I really don't like saying our.
It sounds like a
Our.
And that's what I tried to avoid, but I did not do a very good job.
I see marks are going on recording.
I really hope you're sick next year.
Okay, Emily Richards, what completes a square here?
1.
Dallas Rogers, what completes a square here?
4.
Emily Bland, what completes a square here? So we have x minus 1, the quantity squared. We know it's subtraction due to this guy. Plus y plus 2, the quantity squared. Plus z minus 3, the quantity squared, equals
6.
Okay, but is that all I wanted you to do?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, find the center.
Okay, I need you to actually identify the center and the radius. So the center, Austin, what's our center?
1, -2, 3.
Excellent. And our radius, Kaya? Radical 6. Remember, this is r squared, so we got to square root it to get r. Okay, you have 21 minutes to begin your homework assignment. I expect math to be being done at this time. Until 8:50, you need to be working on math. Not pretending, but working.
Yes, here's midpoints.
Yeah. I'm gonna get a
45 to 69.
Take a picture of a page or borrow a book and put it back.
Snap a picture.
Okay. Page 1.